Hey Whitney, how you been?
Good. How are you?
Doing good. Just, always hanging in there. That's all we can do.
Yeah, surviving.
Yes, thriving
Yeah.
and thriving. So what'd you like to share about your son's diagnosis? I know he has multiple impairments and all kinds of stuff going on with this guy.
Yeah. His name is Dayton. He's 15. He has 9 diagnoses, and those are tuberous sclerosis, which is a rare genetic disorder that causes tumors to grow in the vital organs. So he has them in the brain, the heart, and the kidneys, and some on the skin. 95% of his brain is considered tuber, and that has caused intractable epilepsy. So he has struggled with seizures every single day since he was 5 months old. We have tried 30 meds, 2 brain surgeries, IVNS, and CBD THC with no control. On top of that, we have the profound intellectual disability, global developmental delay, level 3 autism, severe with cortical visual impairments, and anxiety, ADHD, PICA, Apraxia, and Dyspraxia.
Hmm.
Oh, a lot.
Mouthful.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
lot to research.
Yeah, I'm sure. And I'm sure you've been doing lots of research. I mean, and learning lots of everything. A
Oh
lot.
yeah, I've had to go through different, you got your mental, your behavioral, and mental, behavioral, medical,
Hmm.
and I've had to, figure it all out through every single one, and unfortunately, none of them work together.
Yeah, so that makes it a lot harder. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So what do you think is like the most profound impairment you think that he has?
Well, I think definitely the tuberous sclerosis, the main diagnosis, because of that diagnosis, it stems, so it's kind of like the umbrella diagnosis, and underneath it is all of the other ones that attribute to that disease itself.
Mhm.
So definitely the tuberous sclerosis, leading cause of autism. A lot of people don't realize that is that, so when they go and they get those evaluations done and they have to disrobe and put the black light over their kid and they're like, why are you seeing my kid naked with a black light?
Yeah.
It's because they're looking for ash leaf marks, which are white marks on the skin that identifies tuberous sclerosis as the disease that's causing the autism.
Wow. That's actually amazing that they actually found that though, that they were able to see that you can, at least it's, like most of the time when you have trying to get like diagnoses or like trying to figure out what's going on, it's more like the inner body and you can't really see what's on the outside. And so you have to like do
Yep.
rotation and stuff like that in the body.
Well, with Dayton, he had a mass in his heart. So they were able to see the mass in the heart while I was pregnant with him. And they said it was a 50% chance that he did have tuberous sclerosis. So as soon as he was born, they did genetic testing, MRI, ultrasounds, all of that, and gave him the diagnosis. So we kind of were already prepared. A lot of people don't even know they have that disease until they have a child that's affected by the disease.
Mm.
So, I mean, it's kind of like autism itself, where it's a spectrum.
Yeah.
There's doctors and lawyers that don't realize they even have this disease until they have a child that's, severely affected with it. So,
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing.
yeah.
Wow.
Hmm.
A lot to take in.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. And I was gonna ask you one more thing too. I don't know what I was trying to ask you. Okay, never mind. I'll probably think about it later and just like
Yep.
something
Throw it
popped
at
in
me
my
when
head
you
and
get.
like trying to think. I'm like, oh, okay, well, hold on. Oh, I was gonna say, how many surgeries has he has? I know that you said that he's had surgeries, right?
Yeah, so he had the left frontal lobe ablate or resection. So they removed the entire left frontal lobe.
Mhm.
And that was at 2 years old.
Mm.
And then he was seizure free for 3 months. They expected 2 years. Uh, it didn't happen.
Mm.
So then in 2014, when he was 4, they did the right frontal ablation where they go and they put anchors down into the brain and they put lasers down and they blast the tumors that are causing seizures.
Mm.
And that one, as soon as he woke up, he had a seizure, so it didn't work at all.
Oh wow.
And then the third one was the vagus nerve stimulator. So it's kind of like a pacemaker for the brain.
Mm.
So when they go into a seizure, you swipe a magnet. It's supposed to stop the seizure. Doesn't work for him.
Wow.
So, and he has to get the battery changed every few years because it runs out. So we've had quite a few surgeries. And unfortunately, now at this point, he is not a candidate for surgery anymore because of his behaviors and, cognition impairments and stuff like that, because he won't allow us to care for him like that. The EEGs he rips off within like 10, 15 minutes of having them on. So we can't even get those done. Can't go to the doctor.
Mm.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Wow. Yeah. So I mean, maybe he's been traumatized from it. He probably remembers a
Oh
lot.
no, for sure. For sure. Lots of trauma. Lots of trauma. They overdosed him at 6 months old in one of the hospitals with 10 times the amount of anti-epileptic medication, almost killed him.
Mm.
So yeah, a lot of trauma through the stays at our hospital. We lived at the uh epilepsy monitoring unit for first like 6 years of his life.
Mm. Wow. So what, like, if he does actually need a surgery, or if he actually does need those procedures, do they have like a thing in place to where they can sedate him to where?
Well, what they'll do is every single year he has to have tuberous sclerosis imaging done. So
Mm.
that's an ultrasound of the kidneys, MRI of the brain, teeth, eyes,
Mm.
all those things. And they will sedate him. And then they'll have each provider come in directly after one another to perform those on him but the problem is when we're in like emergency situations,
Mm.
emergency staff is not qualified to understand children like mine. And so when he comes in and he's aggressive or having behaviors, even though that is his way of communicating that there is pain, an underlying medical situation, something going on, a lot of them get very standoffish and scared, and they will just like try to dose him with Haldol, Versed, Ativan, which does not work on him. It actually just increases the behaviors, and we end up just having to go home and having no actual services done.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so
Mhm.
that some of the stuff actually does the opposite for him or doesn't even work for him. So that's like,
Yeah,
it's
like
really guinea
sleep
pigs.
meds, all of that. I mean, and he's on high doses of medications to like help him sleep and behaviors, and it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So,
Mm. That's amazing. That's great.
yeah, it's sad.
It's great to know though. I mean that, that there is other ways, that, like everyone always thinks that, okay, well, once we get this procedure done, it's gonna work. And they always promise us, oh yeah, you'll be better, you'll be doing this and everything else. And it's good to know
No.
that, there is other ways of not working.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, I think my main thing is working with legislation right now to really pass better training and services in like our emergency services, not just, our doctors and ERs and urgent cares, but also, fire,
Yeah.
EMS, police officers, all
Mhm.
of those things. I think that is very important to train every person that would be directly affected with, handling a child with or an adult with, behavioral issues from autism, IDD, things like that. So I'm pushing. I'm doing what I can to open the minds of others.
Yeah. I mean, I know we're already on kind of on your topic right now. I mean, did you want to go ahead and we can just go into that and just, you can introduce yourself and then say what you've been working on and what you have going. And
Yeah.
so people like to hear about.
So Whitney Bledsoe, it says Primo on here because that's my married name, but I still go by Bledsoe. But I am working on a company right now that I just founded. It's called Disability Resource Partners. We are working on building a program, an AI generated program that will change available resources to accessible resources. I feel like there's a lot of red tape. There's a lot of hidden resources that people don't know how to access because they don't know what supports they need. They're not sure of what to put into Google and how to research it and the right verbiage to apply for the applications for these waivers for, ABA, for all these different programs and therapies. So this will automatically submit a questionnaire that will be filled out, sent in, then it will generate back all the information that you need of how to access that resource, what resource it is, who's in charge, how to apply for it, the right verbiage that you use. And it all goes off of like your diagnoses, your age, your location, your health insurance, all of those things will go into it. And then if you need a higher up tier, it would be a cost tier, a low cost. And that will direct partner you with a patient partner, and they will assist you with filing appeals, applications, fair hearing trials, all of that. So access to everything. And one of the good things that I really love about coming up with this program is that it will also help to find joy. So not just your resources, your services, your, supports, but also leisure activities, sports,
Oh, wow.
therapy, programs, music therapy, whatever it is that you're interested in doing, Disney World, how to, access these things and have it performed in a way that your child can enjoy it. I think that's very unique and exciting.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That is great. And how do
Yeah.
people get a hold of this? I mean, is it on, like, do they go do like a website, or do you have an app, or?
So right now we are still in the funding stages. So we do have a GoFundMe. It is bit.ly /DRP access, ACCESS. And I can send that to you if you want to put it somewhere. Also, we're on Facebook, Disability Resource Partners, TikTok,
Yeah.
all of those places. So until we get the funding, which we are federally registered now, so we're applying for our grants, we're applying for partnerships with organizations and companies and the government and trying to get some funding to get this thing built. So any kind of, support that, and even just adding yourselves to the Facebook, the interest list, the, TikTok, it shows that people are interested in having a service like this.
Mhm.
And it gains that traction of visibility to the investors. So I highly beg that
Yeah.
people go out there and just add us as a friend and tell us about your stories and where you're struggling, and anywhere that I can help assist in the ways that I can, what I have right now and the knowledge that I have, I will reach out and assist you.
Okay. No, that's great. Yeah, because I actually didn't know all about that. We just now talked about this. So, I mean, I'll definitely get into go into your guys' Facebook and everything else. And also, I can include in the description, I can include a bio of you, and also your all the links and stuff that you like me to include, so people can get a hold of you
Awesome.
and also talk to you. And
Yeah, no, definitely. I think it'll be exciting for everybody to finally have like a one place that they can find everything they need.
Mhm.
It's a guide, a manual that we've all been searching for. Like when we get a diagnosis in a kid, it's not like we were trained. It's not like we went to school. We don't specialize in education of disabilities, but we have this child, we have this diagnosis, and we don't know what to do. Where's the manual? So we're going to build the manual. We're
Mhm.
going to build the village, and we're going to change it. We're going to change this world.
Yeah, one person at a time, right?
That's right. That's right.
We'll get there.
Yeah, we're working on it. I mean, we're making good pace right now, so I'm excited. And it's gonna come soon. I'm hoping to have it fully launched by 2026.
Yeah.
That's my hope.
Sooner. It'd be a lot better if it was sooner, because we all need this.
Right? I wish. Yeah, but it's gonna take a lot because there's gonna be a lot of different areas that are gonna have to go into it. So first, the funding.
Yeah.
I have to pay the people to build the thing.
Yeah.
And then, putting in all of the different resources, techniques,
Mhm.
information, keywords, all of that fun stuff it's gonna be a lot, but I think it's gonna be well worth it.
Make it a little bit as user friendly as you can. That's what we want.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it will have accessibility options on there for, hearing impaired, visually impaired. I mean, and not only that, but with AI, the way that it is now, like it will gear to the person individually. It's not, systematic for everyone where we're all boxed in. That's not how that works. It is very individualized, which I think is very important.
Yeah, that's true. That is actually really true. That's good.
Yeah.
I know we kind of jumped off to everything, but also I was going to ask you too.
Mhm.
Is there any proudest moments you have with your son? I know we have lots, and we always
Oh
have
yeah.
kiddos.
Um, so in October we lost services. He was kicked out of ABA, and he was, put in a situation, an unsafe situation at school, and so we're in the process of a due process hearing. So he was sent home. He's been at home for 24 hours a day. And so I started researching on how I could best advocate and support him. So I started teaching him spelling to communicate, and realized that this entire time, people were telling me that my son had the cognition of an infant and
Mm.
he was able to spell and he's able to do mathematics and multiplication. And I mean, just blew my mind. So for his birthday this year in March, I brought him to a vacation rental home that had a heated pool and a media room. And so he could dance to his favorite songs. And at the end of the night, it took him a long time because he does have apraxia, to get the words written out. But he wrote his first sentence and it was, "You're the best mom."
That is so cute.
I know, right? I was like, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm making the difference. And like this whole time, I had been searching and searching and searching for somebody to tell me what to do. And all along, it's like, "Hey, Whitney, you are the best tool in his box. Just realize it." And when everything fell apart, I fell into a deep, dark space and was like, "Oh my God, what am I going to do? We're going into crisis mode again. And I don't know how I'm going to handle this." And I took a breath. I was out on the river and I took a breath and it was like, oh, this whole time you've been searching for your purpose and how you're going to best support your son. And this whole time it's been you.
Yeah, exactly.
And in that moment, when he wrote that out, I was like, okay, I'm on the right track. I'm doing it.
Is he still communicating now too? I mean, are you guys still
He
working?
does, but it gets really frustrated because he wants to talk
Mhm.
with his mouth and not his hand because he's, with apraxia, you struggle with motor skills,
Yeah.
motor planning. So he struggles really bad to get his hand to do what he wants it to do. His body just kind of runs the show. So you'll see him like he'll type and then he'll get frustrated and he'll be like, and I'm like, "You're gonna get that mouth to do what you want it to do. I can see it," and he'll get to smiling. And it takes him a while to get through, especially like whenever he points and he points at the wrong one and he pushes the wrong button, it just sends him into a tizzy. So you'll see his body just kind of start to flail and I'm like, "You're gonna get it." And I'll just stay there patiently, like, "When you're ready, I'm ready." And just keeping that composure has definitely brought it where he's attending more. Yeah.
Good. That's great. I'm glad, I mean, we are the best people to train, teach our kiddos. Like I always say, our kids teach us how to teach them. And
Yeah.
we just, we just got to take their lead. That's what I always do with my son. I always take his lead, like whatever he says, okay, let's go this way. Let's try this out. I'm like, okay, let's try it out.
Yeah. I think that a lot of people think, non-speaking people, are intellectually disabled, because of the motor planning issues that come along with it. So, I have learned that putting on a podcast or a video on YouTube or something, and that draws his interest. So I'm still learning right now what he's interested in. Is that cars? Is that,
Yes.
what is it in this world? Solar systems. Like, what are you interested in?
Yeah. Math, apparently.
Putting those things on and then asking him questions, even though he's not seemingly sitting down watching the video, he's actually really listening, and people don't realize how much they do understand about what's being said about them, around them. And I mean, I never knew that my son was ever capable of spelling, of pointing at I never thought for 1 second that my kid would ever do those things. But I watched a YouTube documentary called Spellers, and that opened my eyes to everything. And I was like, okay, I am no longer going to be the person that stifles your success.
Yeah.
I am going to push.
Open it up. Yeah.
And it's worked.
Yeah. That's great.
I finally have that like understanding of my child now. There is somebody in there.
Yeah.
And he's locked into a silent cage and he just needs support to get let out.
Yeah. Exactly. No, that's great. I mean, like you said with the math, though, I mean, that's amazing that he's able to do multiplication. I mean,
Yeah.
so that might be one of his interests is numbers.
Oh, but if he's his mother, he is definitely interested in numbers. Like I will sit around and just add stuff for no damn reason. I just love numbers. And he's definitely involved in that. I mean, triple digits, able to add triple digits. Even
Wow.
I couldn't do it. I'm like, know that without even having to do the one carryover.
All the harder work.
Yeah, I mean, he's only able to do multiplication with one digit, but we're working on it, so we'll see where it goes.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll try to implement more numbers into his little routine and stuff like that, and just like just randomly ask him questions like, oh, hey, what's 1 times 1, or what's
yeah,
just things.
that's exactly how I did it. I was just trying to like gauge where he's at intellectually and blew my mind.
Yeah,
I'm like, what? And
they are
see,
amazing.
scientifically, they say that they're against facilitated communication. So because my son it has to hold my hand, so I'll just set my fingers in and that's how he's able to point. He is trying really hard lately to like do it independently, I've noticed. So I'm like, go baby. But I'll set my hand in there and he will just guide it to whatever he's trying to press. But because it's facilitated scientifically, they are trying to fight against it being presented in schools and yeah.
They're still doing it. They're still trying. We know what they're doing.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm like, I don't care what they think or who agrees or doesn't agree. Like, as long as it works for my child and my son is able to communicate with me, the
Exactly.
main person that he has to communicate with, that's all I care about.
Hmm.
I don't care about
Exactly.
the rest of it.
We'll take anything to communicate.
Yeah, I've always wondered, like, what's your favorite color? I finally figured out it's green, and he likes our dog Bo more than he likes our dog Domino, and he likes Woody more than he likes Buzz.
Green, right? Oh no, he likes Woody more than
No,
Buzz.
he likes Woody more than he likes Buzz, which
Oh,
is crazy to me because most people like Buzz.
yeah.
I think, I don't know, I think because we always sing that song, You Got a Friend in
Oh,
Me, and that's Woody on there. So I think that that's probably why he likes Woody more.
and also a cowboy. Who doesn't like cowboys, right?
Yeah, right. I mean, we're Texas, so
Yeah, oh, there you go. See?
yeah,
He's going with the theme.
yeah,
And then also, do you have any tips or advice for, parents that have special needs kiddos
yeah. Um, Listen
develop?
to your gut, trust yourself. You know your child more than any specialist, therapist, researcher knows. Okay, so if you have a feeling that your child is capable, misdiagnosed, going, would work better in this environment than that environment, advocate for your child. Follow your gut. Don't listen to people who don't know your child. You've got this. You're the best tool for your child.
I cannot agree more. That is definitely true. 100%.
Yeah. I'm glad that I finally figured it out. It took me 15 years of struggles and grieving and denials and all of those things to finally open my eyes and realize that I am his ally. Nobody else is his ally. There's too many people out there with money, numbers that they're worried about, budget cuts and all of these things. And they're worried about the bottom dollar. They're not worried about your child's success. Only you are. Only your child is. So don't expect somebody else to give you the information that you need, especially a provider that gets paid for it. Uh, just do the research and just hit up disability resource partners because I'm not a gatekeeper. I'm going to show you all of the different ways of getting supports
Yes.
because I think that it's empowerment that controls this world for our children.
Mhm. No, that's very true. Yes, exactly. It's amazing. It's everything we learn from, just having our kiddos, just like they open up different windows and different worlds for us. We're just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and I tell people all the time, I'm like, they're like, I don't know how you do it. I hear that, God, Lord, so
How
many
can
times
we not?
right? Like, what's the other option, first off? But another one is that I am blessed with this life, okay? Because I get to experience an unconditional love that majority of people don't get to experience.
It's
You know
true.
what I mean? Like, no matter what he does, no matter what I do, we always are there for each other. We love each other unconditionally. It does not matter. So I'm like, I'm blessed. I have a child that loves his mom at 15 and will hug her and give her kisses. My 17-year-old daughter is like, get off me.
Yeah.
Go away. I don't want to spend time with you. My 15-year-old's like, Mom, best person in the whole world.
Yeah. Yeah. We're the best friend forever. Yeah.
Yes, I love it. It's my favorite.
All right, Whitney. So it was great having you as a great guest. I mean, did you have anything else to share?
No, ma'am.
All right. And also, of course, you're always welcome to come back. That's the
I
main
would
thing.
look forward to it. I'll try and give some progress notes on what's going on with Disability Resource Partners in Dayton. So I appreciate this opportunity to share our story and what we got going on in the works.
Yes, exactly. And then thank you so much. I'm definitely going to be a huge resource for us all, as special need parents. All
I appreciate it.
right, and talk to you later.
All right. Bye.